Hey, it's your old pal Slim, and this is 70mm, a podcast for movie lovers just like you. Disclaimer at the top of this show. We are not experts, but we do love watching movies. With me each and every episode is my close friend and artist, Danny Haas.
Bum, 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 bum. Hello.
And our close friend and movie insider, Alexis.
Nicholas Holt, innocent.
Every movie that we cover is connected to a theme for that month, and this time it's blockbusted movies that underperformed or overperformed at the box office. You can use the chapters in your podcast app to skip right to our main discussion from 2025 and Jim Gunn, Superman. Lots to get to tonight. David Corn Sweat, Philly boy. Do you know he was a Philly boy, Proto?
I did not until I saw that nice little reel, I think on Instagram, of him going down all of his favorites of Philadelphia. He had to choose between the I think it was the Eagles and the Phillies,
What did
team.
He say?
I don't think he could choose. He was very conflicted.
He did choose, I think, though, between a cheesesteak and a hoagie. He chose a hoagie.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that a real one answer?
Well, he went big brain because he said a hoagie can be a cheesesteak, but a cheesesteak can't be a hoagie. So
that's
like
Juilliard nonsense.
That's 400 IQ in Philadelphia. Someone's saying that.
Educated Philly boy nonsense.
there's brains exploding in Philadelphia when they heard that.
That's the first time I've ever heard
It's
that.
like a nuclear explosion in Kensington when they saw that video. But the big story tonight, folks, just came across my Instagram as well. Getting a lot of news in Instagram. This came up in an image. Stevie Wonder says he is blind. I could. Stevie Wonder says he is blind. That is a breaking news alert that came in my Instagram feed. Proto.
Yeah.
Have you been following the story?
No, you're breaking this for me now. But I mean, it begs the question. You know, people are considered legally blind at some point. Right. I don't know if that's like a doctor's note. So has he been illegally blind this whole time?
I mean,
and we didn't know it.
It seems like there's a task force in charge of getting to the bottom of this, and he had to come out and say, "I am blind. I'm blind."
This is like when Richard Simmons said he was gay.
Oh my God, folks, August 30th. We're talking about Philly boys. We're going to be Philly boys August 30th. The meetup is happening. We're teaming up again with the Philadelphia Film Society for a very special screening. It's John Carpenter's The Thing. You can go to 70mmpod.com to get details, buy tickets, hang out with us after the movie. We're going to hang out. We're going to have some drinks, water, or beer, whatever you prefer. We're going to have some vittles, some snackies. Danny, you're excited for, we're running it back in Philadelphia in August.
I mean, yeah, I get to leave hot Florida to go to super hot Philadelphia, apparently, these days. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
The heat's going to break. The heat has to break at some point in Philadelphia.
That weekend?
It has to break Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
The two of you look like you guys look like you're melting right now in this Philly heat.
We were in the Kensington nuclear war fallout when he chose a hoagie. It's very hot. I mean, folks, there's AC units running. I'm working audio apps and tools to make sure that you don't hear one AC unit in one of the host tracks. Hopefully it's smooth, but it's got to break at some point, Proto. It's got to.
Yeah. Well, last year, I think we had pretty decent weather last year. It wasn't too hot. I think I wore pants even.
You wore like slacks, linen slacks.
Wow, I did. So I'm going to say we're going to get the same treatment this year. Mother Nature will be good to us. I mean, we need to catch a break at some point. Why not then?
Yeah. Bottom of the hour, just a quick note. You're listening to this show. You're like, why aren't they talking about Superman? The episode is called Superman. They're not talking about Superman. We'll get to it. Use the chapters to skip ahead. Danny, this week you're doing a lot of passive aggression in our Discord. We're getting into Superman this week. You've been on the attack. You've been on the attack, prepping folks for this conversation, but you're also watching a lot of movies. Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones. You went back.
Yeah, I did Crystal Skull last week. We didn't talk about it. This week I watched Dial of Destiny. I mean, I can understand people that are whiny about their movies, precious about their Indiana Jones. I'm not one of them. I love Dial of Destiny. I have a lot of fun watching it. I think Phoebe Waller is fantastic.
Queen.
She's great in this film. I don't know. I have a really good time watching. I love the story.
What'd you think of Crystal Skull? Sorry, I missed that you watched that last week.
Last week? I don't think it's actually as good as Dial. After watching them back to back, but Crystal's a fun time.
How about some of the worst CGI in film history at the end of that movie? What was Steven thinking when the camera zoomed in on that thing's face?
Oh yeah, when it leans in. Just give us one puppet for your movie.
Just give us a puppet.
It all needed to be or stop motion or something.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're also you were prepping for Superman. You watched Superman.
Yeah.
Oh.
I watched the 1978 Superman, which we had covered on the pod before. I think like 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Fantastic time. It's fun to watch that after the current Superman to see how much James Gunn just like ripped off.
Oh my God.
So it's very interesting. And then I watched today the Super Slash Man, the Christopher Reeve story, which if you need a good cry,
right?
If it's been a minute that you've shed a tear for another fellow human being, watch the Christopher Reeve story. It'll do the trick. There's no quick inhaling for that one to fix your tears coming out.
That's the main reason why I haven't watched that, because it's just everyone just talks about how much crying they do when watching it.
But you're a good crier.
I cry enough,
right?
So, I
That's
have to.
The thing. You don't need to,
right?
You're at your quota.
Maybe you won't cry because you've
cried out, right?
Yeah, that's a good song too. Anyway, that's what I've watched, and then I picked up the Hitchcock vibe again to get back on my train of watching every Hitchcock film ever made. I watched two. I watched Frenzy from 1972, and I watched The Trouble with Harry from 1955. Frenzy was one of three films, his second to last film, but it's the second one he did post the Hays Code being lifted. So
there was.
I was watching this, and a booby comes out.
Oh,
and I'm like, Hitchcock. What year is this, Hitch? What are we doing? And so I had to look it up. And yeah, this was one of three films passed to the Hays Code. And it's a lot of fun.
Hitchcock like passed out as soon as there was an exposed boob on set. So he need to be like carted out.
Phantom.
That's why they only made it one more film. They only made one more after that. But yeah, Frenzy's a serial killer story that in London. It's very good. Really fun.
Yeah, I remember you started, I don't know, you said something like years ago that I'm going to start watching these Hitchcock movies.
Just last year.
It was years ago. It feels like last year. Ago. It might have been longer, but good for you.
Thank you. I'm like 22 or 23 of 60.
He didn't do that many movies.
I can't trust Letterboxd sometimes. There's like weird movies thrown in there.
There's filters you can use to weed those out.
Is there?
There are, yeah. I don't think they're crew only.
Secret filters.
There should be filters to say like, do not show obscure, do not show short films.
I can say only show feature films.
Oh, you can't quite say that because,
that's what I need.
The metadata online is messy. Can I get
AI to solve this?
It's messy. Real quick, Jake and Rachel joined our Patreon. They became VHS villagers. Got access to our Discord and uncut longer episodes, 70 episodes that are behind a vault. Did you know that nearly 70% of our patrons prefer listening to the longer, uncut episodes. Did you know that? Longer discussions.
Filter if those are real people.
70% of our patrons prefer those longer episodes. Us getting into chicken conversations.
Yeah. They like the chicken
politics. We get into we finally get into politics.
The hot buttons.
Someone has to.
In the post show.
70mm Save America.
Finally, white men can get on a microphone and save this country and tell us how it should be.
I have a huge update tonight for the uncut.
Shit.
For politics.
No, sloppy tenders. That's the tease.
Also a good podcast name. Let's see. Proto, you watched you were the movie insider this week. You went to a press screening.
Talk about it, baby.
I need to cut that timestamp 1850 seconds.
Yes, I got an early screener of Ari Aster's new movie, Eddington, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, the two titans of, I would say, cinema right now. Pedro, I think he has 3 movies coming out in July alone. He's on top of the world. And this new movie, Eddington, it's about a town in, I think it's New Mexico, called Eddington in May 2020. So it's based during the hot spot of the pandemic.
Finally.
Everyone's masked up or not, possibly. Gotta watch the movie. There's some turmoil in this town. And it really transports you back to that time. And I was kind of concerned, like, do I want to watch a movie about this time? It feels like too soon. But then I saw it with a friend, Throwbridge, who's in the Discord. And I said, well, it's actually been like 5 years. And he was like, yeah, that's kind of crazy that it's been that long already. It doesn't feel that long. So it's like, all right, I guess a movie about that time kind of makes sense. And I had a good time with it. I might say this is my favorite movie of the year right now. Okay. It's this or The Electric State.
All right. I mean, we're covering.
So you're talking about new releases for 2025. This is your
2025.
Favorite.
Yes.
I find it stunning that you have not rated a movie higher in 2025. Didn't you give Eddington 3 stars?
I did. Yeah.
I gotta look at. I'm looking at your stats page right now. This feels sus.
This is spoiling the Superman episode.
Well, he can't get into his thoughts on Superman yet because we're not there yet.
Oh yeah. This excludes Superman.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I'm looking at your profile here.
Okay.
Hold the phone here. You do have one movie rated higher that was released in 2025.
Go ahead.
Minecraft.
Oh, dang.
So it's between Minecraft, The Electric State, and Eddington for top movie of the year so far.
Yeah,
I can hear this unsubscribing right now. I thought it was his fan, but it's people unsubscribing.
People are like pounding their desks. What about Sinners? He gave it 3 stars, folks. 3 stars.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Eddington edges out Sinners. I found this movie really funny. I had a great time.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah,
it's funny. I mean, it's just I wildly entertaining. 3 stars, but I had a great time watching it. It really, it looks at all the things that were going on during the pandemic. And I think it kind of plays both sides a little bit. I think the movie's getting a little heat for that it's not more clear in its message. But it's really just kind of, I think, exploring life at that time. I don't know if it does I don't know. It's hard to say when movies deal with technology and, media consumption, because it deals with a lot of that kind of stuff and making videos and having them online and in the digital age. But some people are calling it like a modern Western. And I think that's a good way to look at it. I think it gives a lot of those kind of vibes. A lot of people in the theater were laughing, but then there was someone next to me who didn't make a peep the whole time. And I was like, is this person pissed off at this movie? I couldn't really tell. But I think it's a fascinating movie and I'm excited for the conversation.
Was this a press or like a press fan screening?
I think it was like just press only, I think.
Did you have that one guy who falls asleep? Did you hear anyone snore?
I didn't hear any snores, but he could have been there.
Yeah, I saw a few reviews of people saying like it felt irresponsible, like the story of Eddington. So, and you were saying how like lots of people were laughing. I remember when we went to see Beau is Afraid together, right? I think it was that.
No, I didn't see that. No, but you had a snorer in that.
Yeah, I think I had a snore, but then I'm having a vague memory of me trying vegan chicken nuggets before that showing for the first time. So my stomach was like going insane, and I had to apologize to the guy next to me.
Because your stomach?
Yeah, my stomach. Like some scenes were like quiet, and then my stomach is just like going crazy, and that reverberates.
You apologized to your neighbor.
I did.
You verbally said something.
I was like, listen, I'm sorry. I had some vegan nugs before the showing, and it's about to get crazy. So just letting you know. Anyway, but that movie was funny. Beau is Afraid. I remember like guffawing during Beau is Afraid.
Really?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But the journey itself was not as fun as some of the jokes. Let's see. Do we have enough time to get into this other review? I want to spotlight a review you left for Born on the 4th of July. There's a quote in here that tickled me. Tom Cruise's mustache gave me a lot to think about. He was 29 when this movie came out, which is the same age Timothée Chalamet is now. Let that sink in. You know the answer to the next question I would ask. This is what it's all about. Just writing letterbox reviews and making your friends laugh. That's literally that's how it's all started.
It's like our part-time jobs.
It is.
Basically.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, that was a crazy revelation I had because I had to think about it. Watching this, seeing Tom Cruise this young. Tom Cruise is great in this movie. You know, Danny watched it last week, inspired me to put it on. Man, what a great performance from Tom. Yeah. Powerful movie, too. I gave this 5 stars.
Yeah. Easy 5.
Wow. Oliver Stone, he's back.
Wow.
That's really funny you said that because I was thinking about Eddington when you said it. I was thinking about the World Trade Center movie that he made.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What was the distance between Trade Center and...
Oh, that's interesting.
It was like 10 years, maybe.
Oh, was it a decade?
Yeah, I think it was around 10 years, maybe. 5 or 10 years, something like that.
In pandemic years, it's been 10 years.
Actually, it was 5 years because it was 2006.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, 5 years.
Ari Aster's the Oliver Stone of our generation.
Yeah. Were people calling Oliver Stone irresponsible? Probably.
Yes. I wouldn't
maybe for casting Nicolas Cage and that mustache.
I was just going to say, the thing that I kind of forget when watching Eddington is that this is only Astor's 4th movie.
Yeah.
Which just seems crazy.
Yeah.
Like all 4 of his movies just were, widely talked about, kind of like global immediately.
He's a big time name, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like young, I don't know. I was about to say young, but I guess relative to the Scorsese's, he's young.
Is he A24's golden boy?
That's something for Reddit to decide. That's not for us to decide. We're not the experts.
That was a rhetorical question.
That's
rhetorical Reddit question.
That's a letterbox.
We don't have the time to get into it, but I watched Team America World Police on Paramount.
We need to make time for an episode.
I mean, is this my Blazing Saddles in terms of comedy that, you do the math, folks. 5-star picture, Team America World Police. I can't even imagine what a younger person than I would think of this movie. Someone who's under 35, someone who's under 30. Watch Team America World Police. 25-year-old watches this movie. What do they think?
That's 20 years younger than you.
What do they think? Would they ask the people involved to be arrested for this movie?
They would call for something. I'll tell you what.
All right, Grace in chat. I've never heard of it. I'm 26. Grace, I dare you to watch Team America World Police.
Grace, by next Tuesday, can you watch?
Grace is going to unsub and then do a chargeback request on our Patreon
from the future.
Don't fall for it, Grace. Anyway, I watched this movie growing up. It was one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I rewatched it. I was wheezing in the first 30 seconds. My wife was like, is this going to be the whole movie? Or is this it? And I'm just absolutely dying. It's still a banger. Still a banger. Don't cancel me. Okay. Yeah. It's still a banger. We got to get into Superman. This is the main course this week. Episode 273 in a series of episodes Superman 2025. This is what we call like an event episode where we just all agree that, yeah, we should do that this month. It's not necessarily someone's pick. We felt we needed probably a palate cleanser in the middle portion of this month. We've, just to refresh folks that maybe are just joining us, we covered The Postman. Single-handedly destroyed auteur cinema for decades. And then we covered Snow White. I assume that there were executives terminated at the Disney C-suite level.
Executed.
And now we are coming full circle. We were wondering when planning, like maybe Superman will underperform. Maybe this is it. Maybe people are tired of superhero movies. Maybe they don't want it anymore. Maybe Jim Gunn has lost it. He did 5 Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and maybe he doesn't have the goods anymore. We'll answer the question. We will answer it definitively tonight.
Yeah.
We're also going to try something new for the little synopsis here. So hopefully this comes through everyone's little earphones. Let's listen in.
Up in the sky, look! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman! Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton. The Man of Steel. Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Tonight, a tale unlike any we've told before. A tale of treachery, terror, and the trial of the spirit. The Man of Tomorrow finds himself knocked to the ground by a devilish duo. The sinister shadow of Ultraman and the cunning chaos of the Engineer. For the very first time, Superman bleeds. But while the last son of Krypton fights for his very survival, 2 hearts beat in unison behind the scenes. Mild-mannered Clark Kent and the intrepid Lois Lane wrestle with a different kind of challenge, love, and the demands of duty. Can 2 people built for truth and tenacity find time for tenderness before it's too late? But danger lurks in the halls of power, the bald brain behind it all. The nefarious Lex Luthor plots not only to jail Superman for interfering in a foreign war, but to eliminate him once and for all.
This is a job for Superman.
Just when all hope seems lost, a brilliant mind enters the fray. The fearless Mr. Terrific. Can brains and brawn join forces to defeat tyranny and save a planet from plunging into darkness? Or has our red-caped hero finally met his match? Don't miss the adventure, the romance, the sacrifice, and the greatest question of all. Should one man, even one from another world, hold the fate of nations in his hands?
That's a wonderful story, Lois.
Thanks, Clark, but I owe it all to Superman.
Tune in, true believers, for action, adventure, and the fate of the world in Superman! Directed by James Gunn, only in theaters.
So good.
Oh my God, Proto up to his old tricks.
Yeah.
How about that, folks? Proto, let's hear a little bit about this intro here, huh?
Oh, I was inspired, you know. I've been inspired by this movie. I went and got I'll put a picture in the Discord, but I went and even bought a comic.
What the?
Which one is
Alan Moore back?
Alan Moore's collection of Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Hardback deluxe edition.
Holy smokes.
Is it just that storyline, or is it for the Man Who Has Everything too?
It's that too. Yeah, so I guess it's like
for the Man Who Has Everything is a banger.
Dang.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to read that. And then what did I do? Oh yeah, I thought, oh, there's got to be. I remember hearing about like a radio show of Superman, and I'd never watched the Max Fleischer cartoon from the 40s, and I stumbled upon that on YouTube. And I started watching some of it, and that's what a lot of those clips are from. And I was just like, this is too good. So yeah, I mean, that was the creative inspiration there. And I was like, I gotta try to do a little something special for Superman. The man who deserves it.
The man. I was wondering what Proto was going to have cooked up for this episode after I saw his initial review. I felt like a little bit of an excitement in that Letterboxd review of Proto's press screening. But then Proto also asked if Spotify would pull our episode down. If he had shared that file with us, I was like, I don't know. I feel like that music is like public domain at this point. Like those cartoons are everywhere.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
Famous last words, we've just been pulled from Spotify. That's the end of that. All right. So Superman 2025. I remember I came home when I went to go see the movie, or I told my wife I was going to go see it. She has tangentially aware of mainstream things happening if she can see it on her IG Explorer. She's like, you're seeing Superman? I heard he's woke. Why is he woke? And I was like, I don't know. He helps people. I have no idea. I hadn't even seen the movie yet.
He helps people. That's the definition of wokeness.
That's all I could think of. I guess he helps people. People don't want that.
Yeah, no one wants to be helped.
Danny, what's your history with the Superman, the comics, maybe the movies? Do you have a favorite Superman? And how are you feeling going into this?
Well, history is, I didn't really get into DC, I think much later. I mean, even after I started, I guess Batman's DC, obviously, but I didn't read like outside of Batman and DC Comics for a long time. And then I got into Superman probably 5 or 6 years before New 52. I kind of really dug into some Superman comics. I love what Proto just brought up, For All the Man Who Has Everything. For All Seasons is one of my favorite one. Birthright's a banger. But then when it comes to the movies, I didn't really watch the Christopher Reeve ones ever until now, or for the podcast. But so my Superman, I think, was Superman Returns. I mean, really, I had Smallville growing up. I would rush home for Smallville. I would set my VCR to record Smallville episodes if I had football practice. Smallville was like my absolute jam growing up.
What about Lois and Clark, the live action TV show?
I remember watching it. I remember my dad watching it a little bit. He had it on. I think he had it on because of Terry.
Yeah.
I don't remember if he liked Dean Cain at all. I just remember being on once in a while, but I didn't really care for it. I didn't really care for Dean Cain, really. It was too silly. It was like too like silly soap opera-y, I think.
Yeah, it did feel like a late night Superman soap opera. That's what I remember. I think it was on like late at night, like 8 o'clock. So like I would catch a little bit before I went to bed as a kid. Yeah.
And so, so I guess for me, it would be Smallville. Growing up, I watched every episode of Smallville. I still love it. I would love to rewatch some of it again. I know there's a little bit of nods to it in this movie. I mean, we saw it in the trailer when he stops those things from hitting the girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a big moment in Smallville too. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess my Superman would be Tom Welling.
Oh,
I guess that's what I would pick.
The Blur.
The Blur.
Is that what he was called later in the show?
Yeah, that's when Jeff Johns. God, get him out of my face.
Remember, Jeff Johns was like the absolute golden boy for comic fans.
Where is he now?
Something. I feel like something happened with Jeff Johns.
Oh.
I feel like there's a thing. I don't remember what it was specifically. I could be wrong, but I just have a vague memory of people like, Jeff Johns did that. Maybe he wasn't a good boss or something. I just remember him.
Oh, he slipped into boss role at DC.
Yeah, he's like a creative guy at DC.
Okay. He's not writing.
Like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he was a big name for years. But like you mentioned the New 52 for people that weren't into comics, but like that was a big deal. Remember that was the first DC line of comics to go like same day digital, but they started everything over. Like you can just jump in; it's gonna be a brand new start, and that was fresh at the time.
I mean, that's when I opened my comic book store. Was literally our first Wednesday comics was the launch of New 52.
Really?
Oh wow!
So that was a huge moment. I mean, it was big. I think it was big for us to launch that day because people were kind of excited about it and looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big moment in DC's history too.
It's like lightning in a bottle.
It really was.
That idea of doing that, like the whole line.
Yeah, insane.
Also, it's so wild that they had like 52 monthly books. Like we still have these idiots running comic book companies,
I know.
folks. It's like there's 52 books. Calm
Insane.
down. Do like 10. Make 10 really good ones. You know?
Yeah.
No. Let's make 52 mediocre ones.
Well, they weren't all mediocre. Let's pump the brakes, Len.
On the whole, I feel like on the average,
You're right. The average.
there was maybe like 4 out of the 52
Yeah,
that
I'll
were
give you 4. I'll give you
worth $3.
4. Yeah, you're probably right.
Proto, what about you with Superman?
There's only one I could think of, actually.
Well, the fact that you brought it up, Danny, I think Smallville was probably my main experience, like growing up as well. I know I watched the Christopher Reeve movie probably when I was a teenager. I think my dad showed it to me, and I remember like kind of being bored by it, I think.
Yeah.
And then I had a period, actually it was around that time, like 2010, 2011. I actually had like a little comics podcast with some friends, and like I started reading graphic novels and listening to some podcasts. And that's when I started reading some comics and like going back and reading collections. So I think I read most of like the big Superman collections that were named earlier. I think I remember, was it Secret Identity?
Oh,
I remember really, really loving that one.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly couldn't tell you a thing about it now.
remember like the pitch for that was
That's the loophole book.
the kid. Yeah. Doesn't the kid grow up? His parents name him Clark Kent in a world where Superman is a comic book.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he discovers that he actually has the powers of Superman.
Absolute banger idea.
Genius.
Yeah.
It's a great book. And then, but then, yeah, I didn't return to, I think, watching the 1978 movie until we did it on the show. And gosh, I loved that movie when we covered it. It was such a great time. And I've always loved, I think I have a soft spot for DC for whatever. I think it's just like Batman, Superman. Those were like the characters growing up who I was interested in, even though I wasn't like a comic book nerd more than like, Marvel characters. So I'm always interested when they appear in movies.
Right. We like barely ever talk about comics, but that's essentially how the three of us met. Was through comic books, like the old comics podcast. And I remember I think I was infamous on that podcast about saying how I just did not like Superman. I couldn't really connect with any of his stories. And then I don't know if it was because we covered it on the show, but like I think I remember reading Superman Birthright, which was the Mark Waid written and Leanne Liu kind of like fresh start for the character. It was like the New 52 before the New 52. And I thought that was so fresh and cool and smart. That was like, man, if they ever do a Superman movie, they should just do this. Like everything else is ass. But I honestly have not reread that book. I hope it still holds up. Like I feel
Birthright definitely does. There's nods to Birthright in this movie.
I read something recently. I don't think I talked about it on the show. I reread Grant Morrison's New X-Men run. And I don't know. Some of the stuff just doesn't like hold up. Like I just remember like, man, this was like the hottest stuff in history when it came out. But like now it's just like, it just doesn't hold up.
Or the Grant Morrison of it all.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it just makes me wonder because, you get so burned out on comics and there's like these all-timers in your head when you're growing up and then you go back to read them. It's like, ugh, this is not an all-timer. So yeah, I would love doing the Superman movie on this show. If folks want to go back and listen to that with its 40-minute opening credits, bright white lights. Remember how white like the lighting was on Krypton? It was like blinding in that movie.
Loved it. That 3M reflection.
I felt like my eyesight was being damaged watching those scenes.
I'm actually super annoyed that the Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey of it all, because I think I would love to cover Superman Returns. I think Brandon Routh is a really good Clark Kent.
I've seen a lot of people log Superman Returns.
Yeah.
But I don't have any memories really of that movie at all. I think I saw it in theaters and that was it.
Yeah.
Man of Steel, goated film. We've covered it on the show. We never did Batman versus Superman, did we?
No, God, no.
We skipped that.
We're never going to, please.
I think you guys rewatched it before we covered Justice League and you both were very angry.
It's trash.
Yeah. Gosh, the Justice League Snyder Cut episode was one of my fave episodes. That's in like the collection. We should make like a Patreon collection of all of our favorite episodes.
That was like the Bizarro Dune ep, where it's like everyone's thinking the opposite.
Yeah. We all loved it. And people were listening like, what's going on here? You guys are supposed to hate this because I hated it. But no. We loved it. The Flash scene alone at the end of that movie.
Oh my God.
I'm getting chills thinking about it. So yeah, Superman 2025, there's quote a lot writing on this movie. Although James Gunn will say otherwise. So yeah, he's like restarting the movie franchise. I mean, the DC movies have just been butt for years, like Black Adam, folks. The Rock was almost in charge of the DC cinematic universe after that movie.
The Rock and Jeff Johns.
Like, I can't think of a more depressing thought. Like an alternate reality where Dwayne Johnson and $7 Productions are planning the DCU.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, it almost happened. And that wasn't even that long ago. Like, yeah, like Henry Cavill like found out he was out, and then The Rock was like lobbying to bring him back. So there's like this awkward period where Henry Cavill was like talking on Instagram about how he's back. And then like the next day, The Rock was out. Like, get the F out of here, you dum-dum.
I really don't even think about
James Gunn came back. So, yeah. But leading up to this movie, there's a lot of characters. We all talked about how we're getting kind of nervous. What's it going to be? It seems Silver Agey. But Proto, why don't you lead us off? You were the first of us to see this movie in theaters. What went through your mind? How did you feel? What's at the top of your list for this experience?
Well, let's just start with the man himself. I'd like to hear what you guys thought of Corn Sweat, our new Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think I like him as Superman, as Clark Kent. Although I do feel that I don't feel like he had enough moments necessarily to show it, like to kind of flex or to like breathe as Clark Kent and kind of allow us to like buy into the character as much. I think this movie, like people say, there's a lot going on, and with a lot going on that is entertaining, it doesn't really give enough time for almost any of the characters, I think, to like shine and have their moments. And I think that's even true almost for Superman in this. I mean, of course, he's on the screen for like 90% of the movie, but I don't know if I saw moments where he was able to kind of like flex and like live inside the role, if that makes sense. What did you guys think?
Yeah, there isn't a lot. I did see a lot of talk of like there wasn't a lot of Clark Kent. There wasn't a lot of Clark Kent scenes. But I'm almost like, at least in this version, I feel like they're the same dude, where I'm not like going to get something different. Like Clark being interviewed by Lois is Superman, being interviewed by Lois is Clark. So like a lot of that stuff, I feel like they're just intertwined too much. And I think it's because like Christopher Reeve and others maybe probably just Christopher Reeve, but like did so well at doing separate characters that like your expectation is I need to have two different performances from this person. But at least for like this viewing of Superman and like this interpretation, I was kind of fine with the lack of Clark of it all, because the scenes that I did get with Clark were pretty good. Like that interview was so good, I thought, of like him talking about how he wanted to stop that war. Danny, what did you think?
I'm pretty smitten with David, if I can be honest.
Please.
I think he's adorable as Clark and Superman. I think my only gripe, I think it's the James Gunn of it all that kind of doesn't let you kind of live with the character long enough, maybe. There's a silliness to him that I think is interesting, that I don't think we've really seen from a Superman, at least in the Superman form, not really for Clark. Clark's always like the bumbling person, but there's a silliness to this Superman that kind of makes him a little bit less rigid. Like Christopher Reeve is a rigid Superman, like true justice, American way, Boy Scout. But with David's performance of Superman, he's really likable, like someone you can be like the Superman you can like get attached to a bit, and less like a police, like the world police cop.
Mm-hmm.
So I really did enjoy about him, especially when he gets into like the Fortress of Solitude, his interactions with the robots, interactions with Crypto. There's just a lightness, a lightheartedness to that Superman that is, I feel like it's new, especially in the films, that I really connected with. I liked it.
He seems like the most human version of Superman that we've gotten in like some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say as well. Yeah. He just feels very genuine. And like the moments, like that interview scene where he gets heated and he gets upset. He just like shows a lot of emotion in a real human way.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think someone like in like Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, he feels almost more alien. You know, the scenes where he's in front of people, he just almost doesn't even look human in a lot of ways, which I guess, you know, kind of work. I think that angle works as well. But I think it's easier to connect with this Superman because he just feels so much like a human and just like one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a moment where I think it's the kaiju attack, and he stops either like a boardroom of people from getting killed. And I feel like in any other movie, he just kind of saves them and flies away. But there's a moment where he pauses, and I think he even asks if they're okay, and they respond to him. And he has like this charming smirk. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. There was something about that interaction that really felt fresh in Superman, and just a way to like super connect to him as a human. Honestly,
there's no way that's happening in a Snyder movie. First
no
of all, that
way.
building is obliterated, and there's thousands dead, and the ash is raining over his body, and he's not checking on those people. They're dead.
But since you brought it up, how about the fact that they evacuated the entire city before the battle?
Yes.
That's the most fresh thing in a superhero movie that you could ever ask for.
Yeah.
He got the last car over the bridge.
It's so good. I think he has the best hair out of any Superman, to be honest.
Oh,
his hair, like the curly hair thing that he had going on. There's like a photo circulating on Instagram of him filming the stadium scene with the engineer, and he's like has his hands out like this, and just like he has the best hair. It's hands down. There's no comparison.
I think it's also they animated it better.
How do you mean?
The flight scenes.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a wave to it where everything else I feel like was either gelled down, but there's movement to his hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like an action figure.
Yeah, you mentioned the flying. I feel like this is like, I can't remember what we've watched or other movies I reviewed, probably Black Adam, but like me hating the CGI flight stuff, anything they do, like a fight in the air just looks so corny. I thought they did pretty good with like the flight stuff. I mean, I'm comparing to Black Adam, so like
wait, what?
Compared to Black Adam, the CGI flights looked amazing.
Yeah, I guess it looked pretty good. Although I felt like it wasn't very creative or inventive in any way. Actually, watching the Max Fleischer cartoons, the way like Superman flies in that is like 100 times more interesting than any of the movies I've seen, like any of the Superman movies. And I was like watching, I'm like, man, why couldn't they just have ways of like showing Superman's strength too? Like where he'll just like walk up to a wall and like tear it apart with his arms. And it's like, yeah, Superman could like fly through the wall, but the way they were showing it just was that much more impactful. And I felt like this movie kind of misses that because like the way they show his strength is him just like flying really fast and punching somebody, but you don't really even see the punch happen.
Zach?
No, I don't love the flying stuff in this. I don't like the face and the camera kind of effect. The curveness of it. There's something off about it. I think at least they make David look funky. That first shot of him flying out of the fortress after he gets the sunlight, it's weird. I don't love it.
Rest in peace, Superman 2025.
Over.
Watch Black Adam, and then we'll talk, folks.
At least it's new. Like, at least it's different.
Right.
I'll give it that.
Okay. I mean,
even though it's bad.
Talking about different, I mean, there's no origin story in this at all. like this world exists. There's like a little intro to show and tell you that like metahumans have existed for some time. We're dropped into like a universe that has superheroes. And I mean, there's kaiju being dropped in the middle of the city, and it's kind of normal. There's also like that homage to the original. Was it Justice League #1 where they're fighting the octopus creature? That famous cover. There's probably a nerd in chat that can confirm this. But like that fight was happening while he was in his apartment, and Lois is there, and that's just kind of like he's like, the Justice Gang has it. They got this covered. It's not a big deal. And I just thought that was so smart. And you're probably running out of options if you're James Gunn trying to like do a Superman movie. But I appreciate that like this is a world that is already running, and you're going to jump in for better or worse. That like there's a Justice Gang, Justice League. There's going to be Mr. Terrific exists. Guy Gardner exists. Hawk Girl, like, and Lois and Clark have already been dating for months. Like that's pretty ballsy to just like do for your reboot of a Superman. But I appreciate it, and I thought it worked, honestly. Like I was nervous at the trailers of like and the stills of like all these characters interacting. I was like, how is this movie going to work? Like you're starting over and you have all these weird characters. But at least for me, I thought they nailed it, to be honest. Like Mr. Terrific kind of takes over as like a sub character for a lot of the movie. Metamorpho. So I don't know, Proto, what did you think about the side characters and jumping into a universe that's already there?
I liked it a lot as well. You know, I feel like we've talked about this a lot when we've covered superhero movies of like, do we need another origin story movie? Because you know, most people know the characters, and if you don't, it's like there's 100 other things you could read or watch if you want to know the origin story of this character. And I'm not like, you know, I'm not a super fan. So there was like a lot of stuff in this that I didn't really know the characters, and I actually went and there was like a 50 trivia items from Superman that, you know, you wouldn't have known. And there was like a lot of characters that I was like, oh, I didn't know, like the Max Lord character. Like I had no idea who that was. And there was like a lot of other characters. And just seeing people talk about that of like what this could mean. And it was like, oh, well, I have no idea the backstory of these characters. They're like brand new to me, but they might be pulling this from, you know, different stories into this. So this means like, if I don't know these characters, I don't know these stories. So I'd be getting like a new experience with these characters that I've never had before. And that's pretty appealing, you know, to me. And it just kind of felt like, I don't know, I'm so burnt out on the idea of watching a superhero movie and it's the fate of the world is the stakes, because it feels like that's always the stakes. And that didn't feel like the stakes in this movie. It felt like almost like an episode of like Superman Adventures. And I really love just like that tone that it had.
It's also like jumping in and seeing characters that you may or may not know, and it will work regardless. And maybe you're like interested by that character. I mean, that's how we like grew up reading comics. Like we would jump into issue, you know, 200, and then we would see a character be like, who is this? I might need to track down some information about who this is because they seem kind of cool. But like that is what comics were to us growing up. And like it made us interested to learn more, and it kept us coming back. So in that respect, it felt very comic booky. Like you didn't need to know who Max Lord was, but maybe you're interested to Google and find out more. Danny, what did you think?
You know, I was fine with it. To me, it felt more like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like I haven't watched in a few weeks, so I'm behind. Let me just see what's going on this week. That's really what it felt like to me. Jumping in the middle is fascinating. It works a bit, except it jumped in with like my least favorite Green Lantern. Like I hate Guy Gardner so much, and Fillion played it exactly how I hate Guy Gardner. So like I just was so annoyed that this character's in my first Superman of the new DCU. So I was like, fuck.
It's gonna get even worse for you because I think your other hated character is gonna be in the Lantern show.
The fact that they cast
Kyle Chandler
as Hal Jordan.
You're in hell. You're in hell right now.
Sending me into an absolute spiral. I like it. I like just picking it up because it is, again, it's something different. The 3 centuries, 3 decades, 3 weeks, 3 hours, 3 minutes. That was a fun little intro.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like James Gunn's Star Wars crawl. It was cool. It was fine. I don't know. I hope they're not all like this now. Right? Like,
well, he said that they're all each going to have their own vibe, not like be the same.
Yeah, that also worries me. I mean, anything to get away from the James Gunn vibe would be great. So as long as he's not directing anymore.
Perfect time because it's your turn to go through your first point.
My first point. God.
I mean, I should point out that your lovely wife, I mean, what did she give it? 2 stars?
2
Maybe
stars.
A star and a half?
What?
I'm not surprised. I could feel it 30 minutes into this. There's no way she's liking this movie, which is not, it's superheroes.
Did you guys get snacks for this viewing? Can we get a snack background?
Popcorn. We would get the popcorns. We got the soda.
Wow.
I could feel her looking at her watch.
Did you tell, did she not want to go? Like, was it like, I'm actually going to stay
No, she wanted to go.
Oh.
I assumed so. Yeah. She usually wants to see every movie we cover together.
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't going to miss this. I mean, maybe she would have connected with it. She's, you never know.
Right.
But this didn't do it for her. And I also was fine. So I guess my first...
Get into it.
My first note would be the James Gunn of it all. I don't love his movies. And I think there's so much chaoticness to this film that when it was over, I'm like, whatever. I guess it's over. There's just, I don't like the fight scenes. They're just, I hate the camera motions of just, they're just so.
What about the needle? What about the needle drops?
I couldn't, was that with the Mr. Terrific stuff?
Yeah, I don't know what music's played.
I don't know what song that was. Like knowing the Big Fish or something. People try to tell me. There's something to like everything. Like when I think back now, it's like everything is a bit forgettable when it comes to like the big action scenes. I can picture things, but it's like when I think of like Final Reckoning, I can picture every moment of that biplane scene because of how well it was filmed. There's something about how Gunn does his fight scenes that I'm just like, they're boring. They're a bit forgettable. It's just fine. Like, I don't know. There's something I don't get. I don't understand why it doesn't land for me, but there's a chaotic energy to it that just I'm like checking out. Like, I don't enjoy this Ultraman Superman fight. And I don't know what it is about it. The choreography maybe, or how bad. I don't know. There's like, they'll do like a punch and the camera will flip with the person. It's like, why are we doing this? Just show me a straight up fight. The superhero fight is just boring.
I'm trying to think of like the major set pieces or the major moments for this movie. And honestly, like the fight scenes aren't anywhere near the most memorable moments. I feel like it's the interview. Yeah. It's the conversation with Pa Kent. And it's the kiss are like the top 3 moments. And maybe the kid raising the flag too. But like the fight scenes are almost like an afterthought in my head.
Right. And I didn't expect that, I think. Like I expected we're doing our first Superman. I saw a kaiju. Even that fight is a bit forgettable to a degree. I don't know, the stakes just felt like I'm just going to beat up a big monster. So I don't know. I was really bugged by it. When we get to the end where it's like the reveal of Ultraman is just the clone of Clark Kent, I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like I was already checked out a bit because it's like, that's dumb.
Oh.
Is this Bizarro now? Does Ultraman become Bizarro in the future movies? Whatever. I don't know. I was just kind of tired. Like I was just tired of watching these scenes. Also, Crypto's used way too much.
Come on, stop it. Well, you hate dogs. You're not. I mean, you're not a dog lover.
You need to.
You're not a dog lover.
Redact that.
You're not a dog lover.
I'm not a pet lover. I don't want a pet in my house.
Right.
The
get Crypto off the screen.
Yeah, I agree with the action scenes. They're just kind of like, it's like a ham sandwich. It's like, it's plain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've eaten this before. Like you could have, inserted this into any other superhero movie, and it's like, it just doesn't stand out in any way to me. And I kind of feel the same way about James Gunn, I guess, when I think about like his movies. I think the thing that I liked about this is that one of the things that drives me crazy about like the Marvel movies is that, there's a lot of attempts at humor, but it's also very snarky.
Oh.
And like, there's nothing more snarky than Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, like Chris Pratt making a joke in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, it's like a triple whammy, right? Of just like, I'm in hell.
It's like we talk about, it's like the Brian Michael Bendis Avengers comics. Like everyone is so effing funny and sarcastic. Get it out of here.
Everyone's a
and then
comedian.
I watched, I don't know what I was thinking, but I watched this Suicide Squad, and that was even worse. That was just like the absolute pits. But I do feel like I feel like rather than being snarky, it's almost like this intentional corniness that this movie had, that it knew it was kind of silly. And in some way that kind of like won me over. There was something different. I felt like just different enough with this movie than his other movies that I wasn't like cringing at some of those moments. I was just kind of like along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the difference is.
I don't know.
An actual good cast.
That's a good point.
I thought everyone was well cast in this film.
Wow.
Maybe that's a big, part of it for you.
Yeah, I appreciated the corniness because I think there's also just plays into like, we're so used to just darkness and despair in the Snyder movies that like,
so
let's
dark.
change it up. And I feel like we said this too about comics, like whenever some big like Batman or Superman or whatever comic comes out and people don't like it, they're kind of just stuck with it for a while. But like, it's all cyclical. Like just wait a year or two, you'll get some other version that will just be a different take that maybe you'll like. But like, there's just so much out there that like, that's just the version you're going to get for a little bit. So I'm okay with like this version of Superman. Like I'm very okay with this cornball, regular-ish dude that is just trying his best and is, can make a few quips here and there when he's getting his ass beat. Like I'm into that.
Yeah. It's just when every character is doing it at once.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Whose turn is it? Proto's turn, maybe? No, wait. Or was it my turn?
I think we're back to you.
Did I go? I don't even know.
We're back to Proto.
Back to Proto. Proto number 2.
Something I kept thinking about after this movie finished was the thought of getting a Batman movie.
Kill me.
My God.
In this kind of universe.
Right. Just throw me off a bridge.
Batman in like a blue suit.
Oh my
I'd be fine with
God.
that. Hell yeah.
With Robin. Could you imagine getting a real Robin movie finally? Like, and James Gunn wants it.
It's gonna be called Dick. It's what James would do.
Can you imagine like the famous Kevin Maguire Batman Guy Gardner scene in the Hall of Justice? Like just seeing a Batman with like a glistening blue cape or something, just walking around in broad daylight. Oh my God.
I mean, isn't the Batman movie called Brave and the Bold?
For now. Yeah, allegedly it's
called that's a
Brave and
goofy
Bold.
Cartoon already.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be Bruce Wayne and Damian. Like that is the plot of Brave and the Bold.
Damian?
As far as I'm aware.
Right away?
But I don't know. They haven't really officially announced anything because it had the same, I think, director as the Flash movie. So they're like, all right, let's quiet down on our Brave and the Bold plans for a bit until we figure this out.
Remember they put a baby in a microwave in the Flash
Listen,
movie?
the movie's fun, folks. That movie is fun. Okay. It's very fun. But yes, I agree. I would love to see more of this world, but like other characters. Like, yeah, let's see Batman interact in this. Like this is like.
I would still want Batman to be serious. Like, if
I'm
Batman's
not
making
gonna say
jokes,
he's
checking out.
I'm not saying he's going to be like cracking jokes and high-fiving or anything, but like he's still serious in that Justice League run, the Kevin Maguire drawn one, that infamous one, like that. He's still Batman in that. So I would take that in a heartbeat. We'll see.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just, this movie has me excited for whatever they're planning next. And maybe I'm like drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit, but like reading the James Gunn, an interview that he had where he was talking about like planning these movies and like which ones are being greenlit, and he's making sure that like, he said something like they have to have, the screenplay has to be completed. It has to have a full script, a full story that I say, yes, let's go, let's do it. And he said like there's certain scripts that he's like said like we're not moving forward with this because the story's not good and we're not doing it. And I was like, maybe that's all talk, but I don't know. Based on this movie, I feel like there's something there, where he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Yeah. I mean, also like I keep forgetting that like the Supergirl movie is filming / filmed and done. Yeah. And then like her appearance at the end of the movie, because I honestly kept wondering, why isn't Superman calling Krypto his dog? I was like, my dog. Exactly. Why is he saying my dog? I'm like, David, say my dog. And then like she appears at the end. And I was like, oh, that's right. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like that like little cameo at the end. And then I thought that was pretty smart for building out the movies.
Nice little setup.
Let's see on my list. Is Superman woke? It's the question people are asking. The war stuff, I loved that this character had already like prevented a war from happening by the time this movie starts. And it's just like the fallout of that action. And then her interviewing him and pretty much putting the boots to him, like, you might have effed up. Like, you got to think about what this means for the planet, that you're just like jumping in to start a war. And I loved his like emotional reasoning. Like, of course, like he has the power to stop wars from happening. Like this should be talked about in these movies. And yeah, I love that. And I loved how, he was dealing with that fallout and how he like couldn't be there the second time when they were about to invade again. He had to make a decision between saving those people or saving Metropolis, which is like evaporating in a pocket universe. Those felt like Silver Age things, which we didn't even mention about how like the world existed, but it is very much a Silver Age comic in that way. Like in the comics in like I think it was the 50s or the 60s, 70s, like those are like the storylines in those comics are like fun and whimsy. Like Lois Lane gets superhero powers for a day or whatever, or like Jimmy Olsen dies ? Like all those goofy covers. Like this feels like it's in that world, but then also straddling the line of like, should Superman stop wars?
Should he stop the Vietnam War from happening?
Yes. And I appreciated that. Like I loved seeing that discussion happening in the movie while also like these weird things were happening. I feel like that's such a difficult thing to do, especially in a Superman reboot. So I personally think he nailed all of that stuff. Proto, what did you think about woke Superman?
I like woke man as well. And him like, stopping a war, it's like, I feel like I've read that so many times in like a Superman story. And the thing that's interesting about this character is not really what he can do, because he's like, he's like the ultimate superhero. He can fly. He shoots lasers out of his eyes. He has like he's all powerful. But the interesting thing is when he's forced to make decisions, and like that is presented in a pretty good way, I think, in this movie at that moment. And just like that conflict of like, all right, I'm this all powerful being. Should I actually be doing this? Even if I should, if I can, like, is this my place? What is my place? Who am I? I thought that was handled pretty well, especially by like, how it resolves at the end. Just, this movie felt so good at the end with all those questions that came about and, and like the pursuit of doing good for other people. I mean, it just felt like a great message overall.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I loved it That's probably my favorite part of the movie is how woke it was. Like, I mean, yeah, like make a superhero movie that can be a commentary on current events. Like, why not? We championed this when it came to Andor season 2. I mean, I'm not going to go back on it for Superman. So I feel like the people that are upset about that are really the ones who showed up to see a Superman movie, but then saw themselves as the bad guy.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, this is give me more social commentary in our mediums like this. I'll take it.
Take it every day of the week. And also add a Batman with a blue cape in the Hall of Justice. It glistens a little bit in the light. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah, it's like a lot of this stuff has been in the comics, but it's like, now it's getting in front of millions more people that never would go into a comic shop. And like, welcome to these metahumans making these decisions.
I mean, I also love the fact that like him stopping this war between like these two countries, and like you could say like right now we have this happening in our world in two different places at the same time, but it's not like it's I don't know when this movie was written, but it like the fact that it's like like it releases at this point, but it's also just like it's just a Superman story at the same time. So the way it like straddles that, where it's like, yeah, this could be a commentary on what's happening right now, but it also is like, I don't know, like, was it intentional in that way? You could say it wasn't, maybe because they were just like, they were just telling a Superman story, and this is just what Superman does.
Right. Yeah, these wars could not be happening in real time, and it would still make a good Superman story of making a choice to do right just because it's right.
Danny, next on your list?
Let's talk Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoult. I love Nicholas. And I love Nicholas as Lex. That's where it stops. I hated everything about his cult storyline of people who just bent over backwards for him, and the whole playing a video game-esque to control Ultraman. Just kill me. That was the dumbest shit I've seen in a long time. Calling out the moves 1A, for him to
1A
kill. That was so dumb. Like, I was every time that, like, when it first happened, I'm like, all right, enough. Please don't do this again. And then we get it at the very end with him punching Superman to the ground. It was, I couldn't get over how stupid that was. And the whole group of people in that Luthor Core tower was, it was so silly. Like, it was again, the James Gunn of it all. I hated every interaction with all those characters. And it's so annoying because he's such a good Lex and he's such a good actor. Like, again, this film is like perfectly cast, but man, I hated everything about the Lex storyline. It was so dumb.
Powered by Riverside FM.
I didn't know what to expect with the Lex character. I didn't know what angle they were going to go with, because we've had like so many different variations, like, similar to every other character in this movie, but just generally pretty evil, pretty repulsed by the idea of like a Superman being so popular, an alien. I thought the fight stuff was good. Like, I mean, the main plot of the movie is like related to like the war and him just trying to get an official green light to kill Superman. Like, that is his ultimate plan.
Right.
But yeah, I liked the plot for Lex. I like the Pocket Universe stuff. Like, the Pocket Universe stuff is like super Silver Age, or like weird comic book stuff.
Once I heard about like Pocket Universe / alternate universe types already, like, we just got out of this madness with Marvel.
It's not a multiverse though. It's a Pocket Universe.
Right. Yeah. It's so different. It's just so different. Pocket universes, multi-universes, whatever. God, I was so annoyed about all that. It also looked terrible.
I don't mind the idea of the Pocket Universe, but I thought it looked terrible for the most part.
It's very dark. It's very dark.
Oh, it's so dark, and just like the lifts going around, the cubes, that river was like
river?
the
River
proton river
Styx.
looked so bad. Oh my gosh. Like that, it just looked terrible, that whole area. So that was my main gripe with, like, I don't mind if they do anything like that. I get, like, the portals kind of were cool, like the way they would go through the portals. But just once they were in there, it just looked like Unreal cutscene.
I thought it was fascinating, like the river, the design of the river. I don't know. It also felt like the way it was made, it made it look like it wasn't rendering properly on screen.
Yeah.
Because it was made of like blocks.
Yeah.
It's like it almost looked like it didn't quite finish yet when they made it. Having said that, I thought the idea of it is very cool. I mean, I love the alien from Indiana Jones 4 piloting the boat. That was pretty cool. I mean, you also get that scene of that one street vendor who like sacrifices his life for Superman too. And that's in that
Dude,
scene.
that Russian roulette scene?
Yeah, that was
Holy
intense.
crap. I was not prepared for that.
Very intense.
That's what I didn't really like about the Lex Luthor character in this, that I like Lex Luthor when he is
From a
more just like Superman's rival, and almost like a real alternative to Superman. Like when he's like, hey, I can do this. We don't need this superhero. But in this, he was just like straight up evil. Like him just like killing that guy. It kind of like lost me a little bit with just like the way that he was presented.
Yeah.
And I know it's not like Lex Luthor is a good guy, but like it just like went way too quick to him just being a scum.
I'm trying to Google what was that comic book that I was talking about that I read recently, the Mark Waid, Brian Hitch. Is it Heaven's? It's not Heaven's Ladder. It's like the death of Lex Luthor or something like that. But there's like this maxi series that DC did where Lex Luthor comes to Superman and says that he has like some disease that he hasn't figured out, and he's asking Superman to help him solve it. Like, can you save me? And he's like, now that I've told you that I'm dying and word gets out that you decided not to help me, like, you would never allow that. So like, I know you're going to help me.
Oh,
so the miniseries is like Superman traveling to all of his, super friends or like geniuses. He's like, can you help us figure out what's killing Lex and can we solve it? Amazing comic book. But that like made me think of, you kind of want more of like super intelligent Lex, who's almost like a step ahead of Superman, but they're like both so super smart. Those conversations between like Lex and Superman are like really exciting to me, but I don't know. Like it still worked. It still worked for me. Like I liked how you get to this point at the end of the movie where Superman makes that speech to Lex, because Lex is like so repulsed by Superman that, what was it like? I think I wrote some of his speech down. It's like, he talks about being as human as anyone. I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time, but that's being human and that's my greatest strength. Like I loved the journey to get to that scene. Like it could have been crap before that, but so long as we get to that speech that he makes, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty good. That was worth it. That's worth evil Lex annihilating the street vendor in front of him. But like I did like also like that the newspaper clipping, right? Wasn't he reading a newspaper and they like give like a memoriam to that guy?
Yeah.
At the end of the movie. That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, evil Lex is a tough pill to swallow, because in comics you get more time with that character to breathe. You get like longer speeches or like scenes with them to kind of like wrap your head around it. But in this one, he's just like, he's evil. And he's like, he's going to kill him at any cost. Pro, third final point.
So let's talk about his parents.
Yeah.
This is really interesting, I thought. I mean, how about Bradley Cooper?
Oh, those
up?
parents.
Well, yeah, I guess both sets.
Yeah.
I mean, that was interesting.
Shocker.
The whole message. And I don't know if that's like from a book and like we're going to find out that that's not really what they said or whatever. But even more so like the Kents. What an interesting take on them to almost like not even like have them be characters, or they're just like so much a caricature of what these characters could be, just like really, farmhands, they still have a tube TV that they're watching 3, 6, and 10 on, salts of the earth characters, and the way they're like, I mean, how far are we from like Kevin Costner and Russell Crowe? It's just like, it's crazy this was his approach.
180. And initially I'm like, I can't believe Ma Kent is doing that with a cell phone. Like we have Diane Lane, and at the same time I'm like, you know what? We've had Diane Lane, let's do something different. Let's have a regular mom, like a mom that you would know.
Yeah.
Because why can't we have a Superman raised by regular people? Because we've had Kevin Costner and Diane Lane and everyone else. They're all like, turned up to the 10th degree of parents. But like, why not have a real one? And I was initially hesitant on the father, Pa Kent, but then he had I wrote this speech down too, which I think is like the realest thing ever. Parents aren't for telling their children who they're supposed to be. We're here to give you all tools to help you make fools of yourselves all on your own. And I thought that was the realest thing a father could ever tell a son. Like, I'm not here to be the God, like the greatest parent of all time. Like, I'm here to just help you along the way a little bit and you do the rest. Like, I thought that was so real from him in that moment. So I loved this interpretation of it for sure.
Yeah, I loved it too. When we got to the park, when they showed the Kents, I was like, no. Jonathan's not dead yet. This isn't good. And him surviving this, I'm like, oh, great. He's not going to be dead. He's going to die in another film, maybe. Who knows? So I was happy to have moments of Clark and his father where it's not about Jonathan dying. That is like some sort of catalyst for Clark. Right. That he was passing on a little bit more of wisdom instead of, just his death, if that makes sense. So yeah, I appreciated the casting for the two of them. Again, I love the casting and all this, but the two of them are great. I loved her having the conversation on the cell phone with him. Just perfect. Just perfect.
Mm-hmm. Also, I like him just saying he was proud of Clark. Like, let's have more of that. And more parents telling their kids they're proud of them. A great scene.
Yeah. He ends that with saying, "Your choices, Clark. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are." Mm-hmm. It's like fist pumping. For Jonathan.
Yeah. The Bradley Cooper of it all. Like, I didn't know he was going to be Jor-El. I guess that was pretty kept under wraps until the movie came out. But also,
they kept that quiet.
The idea allegedly that the tape says you're here to become a leader and like own this planet.
A harem.
It reminded me of the Viltrumites from Invincible. Oh. Remember like Invincible's dad?
Yeah.
That's a big reveal there. So I'm still unsure if that's like real or maybe that'll be a plot of the next movie where it's like revealed that actually isn't the case. Because I don't know, how do you cast Bradley Cooper without maybe expecting you get more from Bradley Cooper later? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm still sus.
What I thought was going to be happening was a nod, or not a nod, like a teaser to maybe this was tampered by Zod. Like this, like he tampered the message from Jor-El.
Who plays Zod? Who plays Zod if they recast it? Say it. Who is it?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt was Zod with headphones on, a cassette player, rocking it out in his little tube.
Needle drop.
I don't know. I feel like it's been tampered with, and I feel like with the things that was said, it just leans very Zod-like.
Someone in chat who said Tim said Brainiac. I can see some Brainiac stuff.
Brainiac feels in-game scenario for fighting Superman. I mean, that's right.
Michael Cera as Brainiac.
Yo, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it all day.
That is the highest grossing movie in history. Superman 2. Oh my God, Bradley Cooper as Brainiac. Whoa.
That'd be interesting.
Okay, now we're cooking.
Now, yeah, that's pretty effed up.
Be interesting.
My God, that reveal would be insane. That's not his parents. It's like Brainiac effing with him. Okay. But I also love too at the end, like him changing the videos that he watches at the end. I cried like 4 times during this movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That scene was one of them.
That scene's nice because it's juxtaposed to the beginning when he's healing the first fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And they show the clip while he's like trying to heal, but he's in like screaming in pain.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end, when he's watching his human parents, the sun's affecting him, but he's just smiling, watching the home video.
Yeah. The home video stuff was so good.
Yeah, that was smart.
That feels like a very James Gunn. Like,
and the dad doing the Superman with him. Like, yeah.
I was also like, who's filming this? Like, who's walking around on the ground with a video camera?
Don't question it.
That scene, I cried. I cried during the paw scene. I cried when they kissed, the twirling kiss.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Please don't watch the Christopher Reeves documentary.
We haven't even talked about Rachel at all. On it.
We got to get into it.
Rachel was great. I thought, I mean, the interview scene I've talked about constantly, but like, so well cast. She's so good as Lois. She's amazing. I do wish, like, at the same, like, I wish we got more from the planet.
Yeah.
Like the cast of characters at the end of the movie when they get out of the ship. And I was like, were they just in the ship the whole movie? Like, what the hell do these characters even do?
Yeah.
And hopefully we get more in like the next one. Like we can't have it all in the first one.
Just get a HBO Max, just Daily Planet. Where
Let's not give them any ideas.
Jimmy Olsen.
We don't need to start the Disney Plusification of the new DCU. Look what we have with Marvel.
Planet series.
Look what we have with Marvel. Fun. They don't know when to stop.
I don't want to stop.
Let's see. My last point. We haven't talked about the music too much. The music felt like looking back on it, it just feels like a strange remix.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was like either play John Williams or don't.
I think it had like at least 2 composers too. So I don't know what's going on with the score, but I mean, some moments were cool. It just feels like a weird mix. Proto, what did you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's kind of blurry, you know, of just like how it's mixed together. I feel like poor John Williams, man. It's like any sequels to any of his movies, it's just like, they're just like taking what I did and cutting it in half and doing a chopped and screwed version of my my scores. But I guess that's the biggest flattery that he could receive. But then, you know, then you also get like the James Gunn needle drops in this and like the pop songs, which I don't know. I guess they were fine in this. It's just, I don't really care for those that much. It's just like, all right.
Remember how good the Man of Steel soundtrack was? When they like released that early and you're like, oh my God, is this going to be the greatest movie ever made?
They could have done that with this and just separated from John, because it went from John's music to like a different,
it's like
electric guitar.
It's like John Williams plus electric guitar mix.
The Top Gun Maverick of it all.
Danny, final point.
Jimmy Olsen. I love Skylar Gisondo, and that's the limited series I want. I want a Jimmy Olsen limited series where we follow him around. Okay. I just wanted more of him. Like what you said, the Daily Planet has such a great cast of characters. Even just Clark involved is great. So like the Clark, the Jimmy, the Lois, just even, I don't even remember the other character, the guy with the mustache. Like he was like the big
sports
Superman
reporter.
fanboy.
I can't remember that guy's name.
Yeah.
God, he was just silly, like funny. Yeah, I love Jimmy. I just love Skylar too. Like I'll follow him forever. He's so funny to me. And the whole storyline of him just being this ladies' man.
Oh yeah.
And the male girls were like
looking at him,
gawking at him, and he's
licking
just
their lips.
It's really funny. It's like, that's such a funny storyline. And then you have, you know, Lex's girlfriend who's fucking solving everything by taking selfies. Like, kill me.
I can't imagine Lex having a good time with her.
You know, it's the same character from the first Superman, one that takes.
Oh,
it's the same character.
Interesting.
That was introduced in 1978. The one that takes the kryptonite off of Clark in the water.
In the pool.
Yeah,
in the water.
She's eventually brought into the comics, but yeah.
I was gonna say, like I said, to slow down with the DC miniseries, but they did do the Penguin one, which everyone seemed to really love. I'm not sure if that might have been
That's pulled from the Reeves.
That was pre-Gunn, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see. Yeah, I liked the Jimmy Olsen interpretation this time around. I'm into it. Menchie's final thoughts?
Well, we didn't really talk too much about Crypto. But to me, Crypto was an absolute delight in this movie. I loved everything with this dog. I think it's the oldest trick in the book. It's a pretty cheap move. You put a dog in a movie, but I can't help it. I just thought it was just really fun. It matched the tone of this movie. I think it really helped to set the tone too. Just the silliness of the dog. But even then, having those moments, where he said, it's more of a foster situation or whatever about the dog. And then having the reveal that it's Supergirl's dog. And it was the cherry on top to me in this movie. Was there too much? I don't know. I enjoyed all of it. Me and my son were having a blast watching this dog, and it's tricks.
It's insane how he made it work with Crypto. Even the start of the movie where he's injured already in a fight, and he asked Crypto to take him to the fortress. Mm-hmm. I mean, the scene that solidified maybe 5-star status. I don't know. We'll get into it. But Lois,
I can't play the music. You just play it for yourself.
I'll probably start crying when I say it. But when I think it was Lois, she's you have to go find this dog or something. She's asking where do you need to go? What are you going on? He's yeah, he's not even a very good one, but he's out there alone and he's probably scared. And I was I am in love with you, Superman. Please marry me. Any character that will say that about a dog, you're one of the good ones. I will follow you directly into the sun, Superman, for having said that. So yeah, I was all in for that. Also the scene where he comes back to Kansas, he wakes up in his bed and Crypto is laying on top of him. Oh my God. I mean, James Gunn, he knew he had a banger shot with that. Whoever's doing up the concept art was James, how about this? We have Crypto laying on top of him and he's looking right at him when he's sleeping. They're high-fiving at that point in the studio. No comment. Should we just skip Danny's thoughts at this point for Crypto?
Whatever. I think if I heard hear that whistle one more time in the theater, kill me.
I feel I remember I saw your review. I had barely even noticed it, but I saw the Dolby one. I'd barely even noticed the dog whistle.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it either. I thought you can't hear a dog whistle.
It's interesting.
Did you see it in IMAX or what version did you see?
I saw it in whatever the Regal IMAX is, the RPX.
Oh, okay.
That's really it for me. I think we covered everything. I had a great time watching this. I thought it was really fun, especially watching it with my son. I think I had the son buff a lot with this too, of just he was enjoying it so much. We were just having a great time. I don't think it's world shattering. I don't think it needs to be. I think it was this is what I want from a superhero movie. I want to go. I want to have a good time. I want it to be different. I want them to take fun risks, I guess, in ways that I like. And there was a lot that I liked about this movie. So I'm at 3 stars. It was very good.
Oh God. Let's see. Did we cover everything? Crypto. Maybe that's the real punk rock. We didn't talk about that line. I thought that was a great line. I need more from the Hall of Justice. I want more. I know that there's a mural that tells the story of, the metahumans before this movie. So I'm anxious for them.
Show us that art, please.
Yeah, I hope they release that online soon. High res.
I think it tips their hat too much, maybe, on characters that may be in the future.
Yeah, obviously I didn't write anything when I was in the theater, so I had to just think about what to put down in here. Yeah, I cried a lot.
Cried a lot.
I'm on my cry meter. In terms of my experience watching this movie, I was yeah, it's a 4-star movie. I'm having a 4-star time. And then I started just crying uncontrollably during all these scenes, and I'm like being manipulated emotionally, but I'm into it. I'm curious how I'll think about this movie like 2 years from now or 3 years from now. Like, does this movie have the staying power? But also, like, I don't care.
Does it need to?
Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't think about that stuff when I rate movies. So I'm going to give it 5 stars. I had a 5-star experience.
Oh my God.
Seeing it in theaters.
Whew.
It did all it needs to do to like kick this back off. So it made money too, which is, good for them. It's not good for me personally. I mean, I'll get more movies, so that's good. So I hope that this is like really successful because, they were talking about like doing an Authority movie. I don't know if that's still happening or not.
Authority movie? Because of what's her name?
I'm Jenny Sparks, love. I'm Jenny Sparks. I say witty one-liners, love. Unreadable probably now, The Authority.
Get it out of
Any
my
comic book
face.
nerd in history is telling you, read The Authority, read The Authority. Probably unreadable at this point. I'm Jenny Sparks, love. Fuck out of here.
Do not read The Authority.
But anyway, I'm excited for more stuff. Danny?
Let me see. Nanobots. We saw that in Big Hero 6. The whole like suffocating Clark was interesting.
Oh yeah.
I did feel something when she threw it on the dog.
Thank you.
I did feel something.
Not in my house, engineer.
I don't want pets, but I'm not going to harm an animal.
Also,
when she did that to the crypto, I perked up.
The engineer, I didn't realize was the Wildstorm character from The Authority, I think, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
She was going to be in the Authority, I guess, show. Maybe she'll get more of her.
I thought you were talking about Jenny Sparks.
I wasn't, but I'm glad you brought up Jenny Sparks.
Jenny Sparks. Oh my God.
The forming of the fortress was badass. And I love that it rotated for the sun.
Oh,
that was sick. That was really cool.
Whoever was in charge of designing the fortress, nicely done.
Yeah, whoever did that was smart. Some smart people. Alan Tudyk voicing a robot, original. Bradley Cooper jump scare. Teeth hitting the fourth wall. That's dumb. Even the hypno glasses. Get out of my face.
No, I love the hypno glasses.
Jesus Christ, the hypno glasses. Space Lex. Stupid. Can't believe his mug said Space Lex. I guess he's like Elon Musk. Hockey Universe, dumb. Wow, middle finger. Get Guy Gardner out of my face.
Yeah, but it's going to be so sweet 10 years from now where Batman punches Guy Gardner. Nathan Fillion will be 70 years old, still as Guy Gardner. But once we get there...
It'll kill him on screen. Jonathan Kent isn't dead. Great. Enough with the dog. Cosmic Anvil. Cool. All of Justice. Cool. I'm at 3 stars.
Okay.
I'm at 3 stars. I had a good time. It's a good start.
Okay.
Fantastic cast. Fantastic cast.
I remember when I was younger, when we read Ain't It Cool News.
Oh, no.
And we talked about it before, but like when they originally were like going to do a Batman versus Superman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember like they had the poster in I Am Legend? Like that's how close they were. Do you remember that?
Oh, my God.
But anyway, it was going to be like Jude Law and Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell was Batman. Oh my God.
That
we missed out on some magic.
No, he's Penguin.
Yeah.
Some magic.
Sorry, fell.
We have a VM
Really?
to get to here. Let's listen to that right now.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. It's Tom Nook here again. What a difference a week makes. Wow. I guess some reboots can actually work.
Oh.
What can I say about it? I wasn't too sure about the recast at first, or some of the CGI I saw in the trailer, but he really was the hero that the world needs right now. I can't stop thinking about it since I watched it. First time he spoke, I knew he was going to be my dopey, and that's why Snow White was such a good film.
Get him out of here. Cut it, Dale. Cut it.
Cut it.
Cut the line.
Stop.
Cut the line.
Keep getting away.
We can't
with
let him
this.
do this.
Cut the line. All right. Next week, we're wrapping up Blockbusted. Is that real?
We're
My
done.
God, we have to figure out next month.
My God.
Yo, Gattaca. I'm hyped for this
It's
rewatch.
time. It's freaking time.
I haven't seen this since high school.
I've never seen this movie, but Uma looks absolutely radiant in this backdrop.
That's because she is.
Absolutely radiant. Look at that photo that Tim dropped in there.
I'm so excited. I have a stupid story for Gattaca too. I'm excited.
Okay.
Oh. Let me pull up the IMDb for Gattaca. Oh my gosh, Uma. Vincent, an invalid, assumes the identity of a member of the genetic elite to pursue his goals of traveling into space with the Gattaca Aerospace Corporation. However, a week before his mission, a murder marks Vincent as a suspect. Dang, this poster is sick.
Mm-hmm.
The one, like the majority gray one. IMDb does not let me copy paste images, so I'm going to close the tab. Just pretend that you saw a really cool poster. That's it. Superman 2025.
We did it.
Friggin' it.
We are rebounding emotionally from this month.
Would we consider this blockbusted? Did it do numbers? Did it do the numbers it needed to? It
did what it needed to do.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
We called it.
We predicted it.
Yeah.
That's the poster.
No other podcast did that.
Proto, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give a movie recommendation this week.
Okay.
And, if you love Nicholas Hoult, like if you're coming, or maybe you're not familiar with Nicholas Hoult,
okay.
You don't know him and you're like, who is this guy? Well, this guy was once a child. And my first experience with Nicholas Hoult was from the 2002 movie About a Boy.
Oh my gosh.
Starring Hugh Grant and Nicholas Hoult. This is the one movie that I sat down with my dad and watched it. And when we got to the end of this movie, he said to me, do you want to watch it again?
Whoa.
And we watched it back to back. We were both smitten by this movie. It also has Toni Collette. I think it's a movie of its time, 2002. But I would love to do this movie at some point. It's just like one of these movies that stayed with me from when I was young. Chris Weitz and his brother Paul Weitz directors. Never heard of them, but a good movie. Check it out. Not streaming anywhere.
It could fit in our August theme.
Okay.
I thought you were going to recommend Bicentennial Man again. We'll see everybody next week for Gattaca. $70mm is a tape deck production featuring original artwork provided by Danny Haas. Spiritual guidance and V'ger, the robot who loves movies, provided by Pertalexis. Producer at large Dale_A. And music composed by Cinematrix. Prints and other merch are available on 70mmpod.com. This episode was mixed, edited, and produced by me, Slim. Support our Patreon for access to our VHS Village Discord to talk movies with new friends, access to our exclusive episodes in the 70mm vault, discounts on merch, uncut episodes, and a physical membership card mailed to you. To check out other Tape Deck podcasts, find the link in the episode notes. And if you'd like to support our friends at Letterboxd and upgrade to Pro or Patron status, you can do so with a 20% off discount using the links on 70mmpod.com. Goodbye.
This is a Tape Deck podcast.